you feeling?
Shit, man. I feel good, but hard for a win right there.
And I know, battling for offensive rebounds it's not like a shot, right? Where it's like, hey, walk us through the setup and what you saw. So when that moment, I guess, when it's a box, I think Ime is doing this to Grant, and you've got to get that ball. What is that kind of play like in terms of trying to get an actual tip on it to get it in? What does that kind of feel like or look like for you in that kind of moment?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, like growing up as a kid, I really wasn't like never skilled or really had like one thing that I really did well. I was always like a jack of all trades, did everything good but nothing great. But one thing I always did was had like a high motor, big energy, and my mom always told me as a kid just to be a garbage man. And being a garbage man is if you want scoring opportunities, if you're not getting the ball passed to you, you go get the ball on the offensive glass. And that's one thing my mom always taught me. So shout out to my mom on that. But to answer your question, me and Wes always look at each other. And, both of us are guys that crash the offensive glass is one thing that we do to help the team. And just crashing. And we always just try to, I don't want to give away our secrets what we do, but we just try to, crash the glass as much as we can. And I was in the right place at the right time.
And you had a couple, I think just before that, had missed a layup and had a bunch.
It actually slipped out my hand. Like when I did a dribble handoff with Pat, I slipped behind my man and I was going up to dunk it. And then the ball was like slippery and it slipped. Then I got it back and shot it back again. I missed twice. And I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe I just did that. And then just stayed with it. It's a long game. You got to play 48 minutes.
How much did last year's? We've asked you a bunch about and your teammates about experience and what does it mean? How can you quantify it? Is last year's run and being in those kind of games set you up for that? Where you're not running back the other end after play just kind of wrapped up in the ball slipped or I missed that or we're down 2 and I had a chance and I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like with Bobby 5 years ago, been a little more wrapped up in it,
Nah, shit. Bobby 5 years ago, I wasn't ready for the playoffs. I wasn't ready for this moment, man. 5 years ago, I was 22 years old, still trying to figure out what my niche was in this league, still trying to figure out what I can do to help a team win, still trying to get fucking rotational minutes. And just kept grinding, kept staying with it, never giving up. And now I'm in a good position playing on a championship team with championship aspirations. But, to answer your question, like I said, man, experience to me is being in, different type of situations, like I say. Being in, those different, situations where you're down 8 or down 10 with 8 minutes to go and you have to find a way to cut the lead down before the next media time's out to see where you are then. Then you put together another game plan in those next 6 or 7 minutes or 5 or 6 minutes to figure out what are you going to do to cut the lead down again before the next media timeout. And then again, like I say, man, the playoffs is all about moments. It's not about how many shots you make, not about how many points you score. It's just about moments to me. And we have a lot of guys on this team that can have moments.
Bobby, one of those moments was you putting the ball back in to put your team ahead. What does it feel like to take the air out of a building like that? The Garden had been pretty loud to that point, and to make that shot kind of change the whole feeling in the building for you in that spot. What's that feel like?
I mean, honestly, man, as a basketball player, man, you work so hard on your game. You're always like your biggest critic. You think about the shots you missed, you think about the shots you made, you think about just trying to come out and having a positive impact on the game. And with me, I just want to win, man. I think that's proofs in the pudding, sacrificing a lot over the last 2 years to be on this team. And, I just want to win, man. It wasn't about, sucking the air out the building or nothing that, just, trying to find a way to win. Stacking up good games and just trying to, move on. We got a big game coming up on Friday. My mind's already ahead of that. It's always a 12 o'clock rule with me. When 12 o'clock comes, then, it's over, man. But that was a cool moment, especially when I FaceTime my mom after the game and see my mom just happy and things like that. For me and my family, it's never always been like that. So for us to, be in that moment, I can share it with my family. I think that's the biggest thing.
Drew probably hasn't shot the way he wanted the last few games, but
I don't think none of us have this whole playoffs for real, man. I'm stinking it up from shooting, man. I can't hit anything as well. But to me, man, I know you was going to ask a question, but in the playoffs, it's not about making shots or nothing like that. It's just about possession for possession, getting the best shot available and playing good defense and staying solid and trusting the game plan. Shots are going to go in, shots are not going to fall some days, but we're a team that hangs our hats on the defensive side of the ball, and that's what helps us get wins. Look at our run last year. Hate talking about the past, but we didn't really shoot it well last year either. But we hung our hats on that side of the ball.
I was gonna ask you about Drew's plays on defense there at the end. So.
Yeah. Oh man, but Drew, he's a hell of a defender. Picks up guys on full court sometimes, and he has his other times where he picks them up at the half court. So he's a guy that could change the game with his defense. Slides laterally great, and that big time block he had to seal the game for us was big. Coming from behind, Marcus Smart, he might have got it off and it could have went in, but I'm lucky and happy that Drew was there to save the day.
And then he had mentioned the huddle when y'all are down. He said like around when y'all are down 14 that y'all kind of mentioned there's still a lot of time left.
Yeah.
Just who starts that? Like, where does that come from? Like in the huddle, who says that first, or do you remember kind of where that?
I know we all everybody has a different voice on the team where different guys say different things like that. I know me personally, I always just whenever the fourth quarter comes, if we're down or we're up, I just like to chip away, especially if we're down. We chip away and see where we can be at by the first media timeout. If we're down 14, let's see if we can cut it down to 8. Cool. And then regroup again and see if we can cut it down to 4 or 2 before the next media timeout. And then, we can, give ourselves a chance to win a game. And it's all about patience. It's all about, being connected, being one cohesive unit, and sticking together, following the game plan. I think we did a great job of that tonight.
Drew gets that block. Are you thinking he's going to throw it to you?
I was streaking out trying to get the ball. I was going to run the clock out. I was going to wait, and then I was going to lay it up until the end. Crazy. One of my high school teammates did that before. We got a block, and we threw it down. There was like 8 seconds left, and kind of held the ball. And then he missed the layup. It was crazy. I'll never forget that. So I was just going to dunk it, but I'm glad that we called a timeout and got a chance to get the basketball to one of our best free throw shooters, and he knocked both of them down. Shout out Pat Connaughton.
I was gonna say, Pat clutch free throws, Giannis clutch free throws,
Yep.
Giannis clutch 3, Drew clutch 3.
Yep.
Just for you guys, what does it mean not to be afraid of this moment and just kind of do those things?
It's the biggest stage in basketball right now. Everybody's watching. It's 8 teams left, and 4 teams advanced. So guys, putting everything they have out there, taking care of our bodies, to give ourselves the best chance to win. Knowing the circumstances are high, got one of our best players out as well. So we all have to step up and fill that void that's missing. So everybody had a moment tonight, and it was good that the Bucks came out on top.
Drew gets the second steal to
Yep.
close it as well. Just kind of people falling over and stuff. You pick up Marcus Smart. Just how did you see that go down at the end?
It was kind of weird. I know all teams have a late game play that they run or work on, before practice or really right after practice. All teams I've been on 4 teams now, so every team I've been on, we always did a late game play at the end of the practice or something. So I know all teams do that. So Horford came up in the middle and he flashed and they hit him. And then I don't know who fell on the left side of me. I know a lot of bodies fell over there. And then Marcus Smart came and Drew was right there and he got another steal. So it was great. Most of the time, guys would have went in and dunked it to put an exclamation mark on it or something like that. But I'm glad that Drew just, held it out and, show our respect. Nah, I ain't got no bounce, man. I don't think I got one dunk all postseason. For real.
Bobby, on those Giannis free throw misses, I know you got the last one there. Brooke got one earlier in the game and one in game 4 as well. Are those something you kind of watch on film to see where they bounce? Like, do you talk about, where to be on those plays? Like, what kind of sets up as many of those as you guys grab?
So last season, came off the bench for the Bucks and Giannis, Christian, Drew. They get the majority of the play call, they get the majority of the shots. So I had to figure out ways where I can, get the ball and essentially be a garbage man sometimes down the floor, crashing the corners and things like that to give myself opportunity to get the ball and get a stick back. So I had Sid, one of our videographers. She sent me all the game tapes of their free throws and where they miss at the most and things like that. And most of the time, Giannis always misses like front rim. So I just try to get in the front, somewhere in the front rim, somewhere. And it was just lucky that I was blessed and fortunate that it came to me, at that moment. But and I do watch film on Giannis, Christian, and Drew's misses to see where they miss at most of the time. And shout out Sid for sending me to the film. Love.